One of the most common questions that we get from our clients is why there is an expiry date of 31st December 2024 on their biometric resident permit cards. And the reason for that is that the Home Office is developing a new centralized digital system. So the plan is to replace all physical documents with an online digital evidence of an immigration status. This, however, doesn't mean that the migrants who have a BRP card with the expiry date on the 31st of December have their permissions expire on the 31st of December. The immigration status will remain unaffected. It is just that those plastic cards will no longer be valid, and everyone will then move on to the online evidence of status, which is also called as e-visa. So the Home Office has been already issuing e-visas from 2018. So for instance, if you have employees or if you are a migrant who holds an EU settlement scheme status, it is very likely that you have an e-visa. The plan is to move everyone to use an online account with UK Visas and Immigration, and the Home Office will be inviting eligible migrants by email. So at the moment, the Home Office has already reached around 30,000 student visa holders, but of course, they will be reaching out to more migrants throughout the year and by the date of the expiry on the 31st of December. The UKVI account, UK Visas and Immigration account, is the same tool that migrants who already have it set up use to create share codes and to prove their right to rent. So that means that a lot of migrants already have access to UK Visas and Immigration. So for instance, if they were applying using an app, UK Immigration ID Check app, it's likely that they already have an account. And if they hold a status under the EU settlement scheme, they will also have access to the account. For everyone else, it will be expected that the Home Office will invite them to create the online account shortly. So in the meantime, before the expiry on the 31st of December, the Home Office advises to continue using BRP cards when you are traveling. Once the migrant creates a UKVI account and links their identity document to it, it will be possible to have their permission checked at the border using this digital centralized system. However, while this is still in transition, our suggestion is to continue carrying your ID documents. And if you do have it replaced, if your passport has expired and you obtain a new one, it is best to update the details on your account straight away. And these changes take time, so please continue carrying your old documents if you still have access to it. Otherwise, you might be delayed crossing the border.
Yeah, and I just want to emphasize it's very important to update your UKVI account with new passport information if you get a new passport, etc., because that is what is linked to your e-visa.
Finally, what it means for employers currently sponsoring migrants to hold a BRP card is that please try to make your workers aware of this potential change. The expiry date on the BRP card still causes a lot of confusion. So if your workers do need that reassurance, please let them know in advance. There will be also new procedures to verify right to work. We are very happy to assist you with updating the guidelines and procedures to check in the right to work. We have templates and we can issue some notes of advice. Another very important point I mentioned is that some workers will already have their e-visas. So if you employ someone who has a settled status or pre-settled status, you can already check their e-visas instead of relying on the BRPs. Now, again, because this whole process is still in transition, everything is changing, We are, of course, dealing with some procedural flaws, some technical issues. So the Home Office occasionally switches the order of the name. So we have clients who unfortunately have their name for their surname and their surname for their name, and there is no process with the Home Office to rectify this mistake. So it does take a lot of correspondence and going back and forth. So if you employ someone who has been in this situation, let us know. Another point is that some migrants will not have BRP cards because, for instance, their immigration permission was already endorsed in their passport. For example, indefinite leave to remain would in the past be endorsed in passports. We have a client and he is in that situation. He received his indefinite leave to remain in 1998, and we are in the process of obtaining a BRP card for them so that they can then switch to e-visa. Again, there is no easy way to create accounts and obtain an e-visa, but let us know because there are definitely ways that we can help you with.
Yeah, and we can assist with comms to your employees about how to do it. And also just want to highlight, there's no way for somebody to switch to an e-visa now if they only have an endorsement in their passport. It's possible the Home Office will come up with something within the next year or few months, but there's nothing in place at the moment.